Hello there, welcome to another video by Host NIT Inc. powering cpanelhosting.com. Alright, today we're going to discuss what a KVM is. KVM, not the virtualization type, but the KVM over IP tool that allows you to remotely access a server as if you were actually in front of it. We've been using this on our videos, and we've gotten some questions on it. So, I mean, when you go to a KVM, right, you'll basically either enter an IP address of the KVM or the host name of the KVM, depending on whatever your provider names that particular KVM. We usually like to keep it simple: KVM1, KVM2, KVM3, KVM4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. That's to help with tracking purposes. Now, this is when you enter the KVM screen. You'll be brought here. You'll be given a username and password to put in. This is very simple. Just hit login. Now, after you hit login, you'll be on screen like this. Depending on what the server is doing, that's, you might have a black screen, or it might say no signal. Now, this part, this part here, right? You'll need Java to have this done, and sometimes you'll need to configure a Java exception. That we can run in another video because it's going to make this one a little bit longer. So we'll keep this going now. Okay, so what we want to do is yes, I accept the risk and I want to run the program. Hit run, and then we have our KVM viewer. Right now, let's see what the server is doing. Basically, we're in a live server right now. This is not a production server. It's I mean, it is in production. I mean, let's phrase this correctly. The server is actually on our network, obviously, and it does, if needed, a client can activate it or can use it, etc. So, but right now it has, looking at this, it's a CentOS operating system, and it has basically, looks like someone, the last person in here was trying to configure the network on this. They were trying to configure the network. So that's just looking at the hard drive, etc. We're not here to configure networks or anything like that, but this is basically what you would see. You see this screen here? This, not the thing in the background. This is what you would see, right, if you were in front of the actual server right now. If you came into our data center, you sent a ticket in and say, hey, can we visit our server located at blah 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 data center? We'll say, okay, sure, come on down. When you come down, we'll hook up something called a crash cart to your server, which is a fancy term for a monitor, keyboard, and basic screwdrivers and tools and that kind of thing. And you'll see this. Now, the other option is that we have, that cpanelhosting.com has, is an IPMI connection. Now, we're gonna show you that as well. We have one here. Basically, that it's saying the connection is not secure. So we're gonna get past that and go in. You just that's a simple exception you add in Firefox. We're using when an SSL certificate is not installed on a particular IP address. Now we're gonna log in as root here. Give me 1 second. password is kind of complicated. One second here. Just trying to get that password. Now we're gonna go on as root to show you all the features. These are this what you're looking at here is what you would see if you have an IPMI installed in your server. Now there are different tabs which the recording screen is not allowing me to show you on the side, like system, sensors, console, and configuration. All those allows you the console brings you to the same thing, like hold on, it's freezing up here for a second. I think I clicked too many things. Yeah, my browser might be a little upset with me. I clicked a little bit one too many things. Alright, so let's go back to here, console, and we're gonna launch KVM. Now this is on the KVM I'm launching is actually on a valid. Ooh, look at the thing we mentioned earlier. The application is blocked by Java security. This is what I was talking about earlier. You need to add an exception in your Java for this particular service, for this particular IP, or host name, or whichever you were given in order for it to work. I will go ahead and add this exception now, but you don't have access. The recording won't allow me to record the entire screen, so I'll just basically talk through it. Just go to your start button, right, and type JAVA, and you should see about Java or configure Java. If you don't see those two, then you don't have Java. Then you just simply have to get Java. Once you go on configure Java, you'll have this here. You want to go to the security panel and edit the site list. Your site list will come up, and you just want to go ahead and add. I'm still trying to get this added there. One thing to not forget is to put the entire URL, or it won't allow you to add it. Now when you add an IP or something like that, just make sure you add both the index page and the regular page at the same time. I mean, index.html, you'll see it. In other words, copy the URL from your browser and paste it in there, and make sure that's set. Okay, okay. Now let's try to launch KVM, see if it works. If it works, the screen will come up and say, hey, do you want to continue? Blah blah blah. Hit continue, and boom, it's working. Now, sometimes if Java is recently updated, etc., you'll get this. Just simply hit allow access. That's your computer being, well, your computer. And as I said, this is on a server right now. Again, it's on a Windows machine this time. So that's basically what you would see if you launched the console, right? Now there are other things in here in the IPMI tools, like for example, system power. One of this allows you to power your server on, off. I mean, you can see it there. Power it on and off, etc. Trying to get this to fit the screen here correctly. But yeah, power your server on, off, recycle, a power cycle. Excuse me. Here we go. We have a little bit on screen. I think you should be able to see the side now. There we go. Should be able to see the side. Okay, let's try this again. So power will bring you here, and here's where, let's say if you need to reset your system, you don't need to contact us at all. Just hit reset system and apply, and it'll actually reboot your server, right? We don't want to do that. Configuration provides you the type of users, etc. Like different kind of. We mostly use this for the users, and if you want to install an SSL certificate on the IP here, you could do that here as well. Now, you can update the server's firmware through here. That's another pretty cool tool that the Dell Remote Management tool offers, right? That's something that we basically um, that's something that comes in very handy, right? Because it allows you to update your firmware, right? Just by downloading the firmware from Dell and uploading it here. You know, the screen again is blocking me from showing you the entire thing, but nevertheless, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, you go on firmware update, right? And you just go ahead, browse your file from your local computer, boom, and update it. And that is pretty awesome because let's say there's a new firmware out, or a newer BMC version, right? BMC is the the actual remote management controller, right? This, in other words, this thing that you're looking at, um, you'll be able to update everything pretty easy. So that there's pretty much our difference between our KVM and IPMI, right? As you can see, the IPMI is much more detailed. Um, it's much more. It gives you much more features. But the KVM, right? Like some features you're thinking, hey, I can't restart my server with my KVM, etc. And that's not true. You actually can. You see this Control Alt Delete function. If you press that, that allows you to reboot the server. Also, you can do it from in here. One of the options are to reboot. Hold on. Oh, where is Control Alt Delete? Hotkeys. Here we go. Boom. Control Alt Delete. And then you'll get a prompt like this that says, do you want to send a Control Alt Delete prompt? Hit OK, and it'll restart the server. And I mean, I'll show you a quick example. Oh, there's no need for that. That's pretty self-explanatory. So let's just close this out. And that's it. That's the difference, people, between a KVM over IP and an IPMI. It's it's very simple, very self-explanatory, very straightforward. The only thing that's not is the Java part. The Java part might get a little confusing for some people, but that's okay. We even did it in this video. Just go ahead, hit your start button on your keyboard or your Windows button, whatever you want to call it, and then type Java, right? Then go down to configure Java and go in security and you edit the site list and make sure you hit OK, and apply OK, whatever it is you have to do to apply the changes, and make sure you're putting the full URL, whether it's the IP, HTTP, semicolon, / IP address, put the whole thing, including the HTTP or the HTTPS. That's important. If you don't, it will not take it and it won't work. Alright, thanks for watching, people. We have some, as always, this video is brought to you by Host and IT Inc., powering cpanelhosting.com. We also recently have started becoming active in social media. So, we're posting our videos both on YouTube and on our Facebook page. We are also offering special discounts, etc., from people who are following us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook. So go ahead and like us on Facebook for exclusive discounts, updates, previews, etc. You can also request any type of tutorial videos on Facebook or YouTube or anywhere that we post our videos. But mainly we prefer Facebook or YouTube. Those are the two commonly checked um, outlets. All right. Thank you for watching, and any questions, please let us know. Any requests, please let us know. All right. Have a good day.